Good morning. Hope we are well. Not as crazy as my hair this morning, which is in desperate need of a cut again. Need to get Mrs. Fruci on that. Anyway, if you're coming in live, give me a hello, give me a hi. Yes, still got the dressing gown on. My day officially starts at 6:15 with our box and bum session. So in the meantime, if I jump on and answer a question I got asked yesterday, which was essentially ways to help control portion size. So I wanted to touch on this in a bit more detail, give you 5 strategies that can help. So, number 1, and it's a very obvious one, but because we eat with our eyes, and I'll share a little study with you, which will hopefully help with this. So, protein and veg with every meal. Now, this sounds really obvious, but when you look at protein sources, they're generally more filling. So you got meat, eggs, dairy, beans, legumes, tofu, veggie protein, whatever it is, they tend to make our hunger hormones go down faster and keep them down for longer than other foods, okay? So if you've got that working for you physiologically, then also fiber from vegetables is going to make it look like you've got a mound of foods. And let's be honest, like how full our plate looks actually tends to result in how full we feel. For example, in some studies, plates with rims around the edge, so you can't fit as much food on, but and different colour rims, by the way. So say you had a blue rim around the side and a white plate in the middle. If the white is full, you tend to feel like you've got a big plate of food. Really interesting. So lots of veggies, the fibre is going to help keep you full as well. But also, like I said, it's going to heap it on. And to put this into context, they did a study where, this is hilarious when I just talk about it, they got people around a table and half the people had self-refilling soup. So what I mean by that is the soup bowl was under the table, say it was under the table, and the soup was just being refilled as they were eating it, whereas the other people were just eating their soup, and there was no difference in fullness, no difference in how full people felt. However, the people whose soup bowl was being refilled, they all ate more. And this sounds really obvious, and it is. But what's really interesting is we eat with our eyes. We eat what's in front of us. Which brings me on to our point 2. Because if you can already increase your protein and veg intake to fill the plate, that's going to be generally lower calorie foods, which are more filling. 2, if you can use a smaller plate with rims in, that can help. 3, this might sound weird, and I'm not saying eat boring, but the more variety you have at a meal, the more you eat. That's just a fact. So if you go to an all-you-can-eat buffet, not that you will anytime soon, I guess, with the way things are, but if you go to an all-you-can-eat buffet, because we eat so much because there's so much variety, and we don't get something called taste fatigue. So taste fatigue is essentially, let's say you have spaghetti bolognese. There's only kind of so much spaghetti bolognese before you get spaghetti bolognese out, if that's a saying, right? So what we're looking at here instead is, if you go to a buffet, say Chinese buffet, you might be like, right, I have a bit of the starters, then I'm going to have the live eating. I know, I love that part of the Chinese. We can get like the steak, the seafood, etc. And then I might go for like the duck or whatever. And you just go for different stuff, and you always have a bit of room for that different taste. And just be aware of that, like how much of that is psychological hunger. You've got a taste for a certain other food. So the tip here is actually just to make sure that you essentially just have one meal, or don't have loads of sides all the time. Obviously, we've got a tapas evening planned actually for, we've got a live cooking with one of the ladies, Bea, who's going to do a tapas selection, which is similar to that, but there's a time and place for it. So number 4 is use a hand-sized portion guide. So generally, hand-sized portion of protein. That could be meat, eggs, fish, beans, legumes, whatever. Fist-sized portion of carbs. So about a potato, and be rough with this. It's okay. As much veggies as you want, really. Like heat them. Thumb-sized fat, and that kind of just gives you a base guide into how filling a meal is going to be, how much you kind of need in terms of weight loss, that is, by the way. Number 5, if you're really unsure with your progress, with your results, and you're like, I don't eat that much, I would go as far as actually, for a few days, weighing your food and seeing how much you're actually having and how much the calories are there. And then comparing that perhaps to how much your body actually needs. And if you need help knowing how much your body actually needs, I'll put a link to the calorie counter and the calorie kind of, so you know how many calories your body essentially needs to lose body fat, in the comments, so you can have a little look at that. And then any questions, do let me know. Hope that helps, these 5 things. Let me know which ones you do or which ones you could do. So protein and veg at each meal was the first one. Using smaller plates was the second one. Reducing variety at a meal was the third one. Using the hand size guide was the 4th one. Weighing your food was the 5th one. Let me know which one you're going to do or add in. I'll post the calorie counter as well. And any questions, just let me know. Speak soon.